Welcome to my video. This video will help you to understand about SQL, especially how to use column functions and grouping. So using SQL statement, we can use many functions to help us to manipulate the data inside database. Okay, from my previous video, I did some sample on how to use Scalar function. So Scalar function is also a function. Column function is also a function. So what is a function? Function is a group of coding or programming in DBMS that could help us to produce a result. Either you are put some value or argument in the function or without the argument. So basically from your learning, you found that each function in DBMS you need to put the value or argument. Such as for scalar function, you can use function year. So you have to put value. So the value is either the numeric value or your formula or your field name. So it can generate or manipulate your your value in the field based on your function year. So of course, year can be manipulate date or date time data type. So you have to make sure what is the data type for your function. Today, I would like to share on column function. So what is the difference between column function and scalar function? As you can see here, both of these scalar are using in table manipulating. So how we can use this function to manipulate the data. The objective of the both function is same, to manipulate the data. But scalar function, as you have learned, scalar function only consider based on row, but column function based on column. So if you base on row, means that you have to manipulate the data from left to right, and column function will manipulate data in a single column, means from top to bottom. For scalar function here, for example, you can put field name or any value inside your function here, and you will generate your result on the on the on each of the row of your computed field or generated field. Okay, for column function, you have to make sure that you need to manage the data in a single column, means that there are many rows of data. So column will manage the data more than scalar function, because the column function will use all the data for the specified column. Okay, now I will show you about column function implementation in SQL statement. So now we are using IBM DB2 DBMS for our sample, and of course I need to connect to my database. My database is ITSDB, so I have to connect to ITS232DB. For my audience, if you use another DBMS such as Microsoft Access or SQL Server or MySQL, you can practice this SQL statement based on your database design. So what you can use from my video is, you have to know how to manipulate column functions and grouping in your database. So in my screen now, I have connected to my database name as ITS232DB. So let's see what is the table inside my database. So I'm using in DB2. So this is the style where there are no GUI. We only use command prompt. So this is the table inside my database ITS232DB. Okay, so to demo on column functions and grouping, I will use this database with all the tables. So I will use table employee for simple column function exercise. So let's see what is the data, or what is the data inside the table employee. So select star from employee. So you can see here, this is the data inside the table. We have 32 records. So what is actually the structure of the table employee? So we just describe table employee. Okay, okay, wait a minute. Describe, select. Okay, this is the fields inside table employee. So we have, I think the result is 14 fields. So you can see here employee name, employee number, first name, mid initial, last name, work, department is the list of my columns in this table. Okay, so we are focusing now in this part where we can use for our exercise. This is what we call salary. Okay, we call bonus, commission, and then you can see here the decimal. So the decimal referring to numeric value inside the table. So this is how we can use column function to manipulate the data. Alright, so let's go upper. Okay, all of them are string, means that character and varchar. So we only have this column. So I hope you will understand when I focus these fields, because I want to use it in my column function exercise. All right, so in column function, as you learn Scalar function, there are also reserved function name, such as for Scalar function, you can use year, you can use decimal, everything. So for column function, we are focusing on numeric value in a column, in a single column. So you have to view, or you have to imagine a column. So you have to imagine the column is from top to bottom, which is, it will include many rows of data. Okay, column, not row, column referring to top to bottom, where it will include all data in the columns. So there will be more than one rows. Okay, so what function have been provided by DBMS for column function? So first is sum. Okay, second is average, where you can use this function to get average about your data. Also, you can get the minimum value, you can use min, or you can get the maximum value in your data, where min and max will compare all the data in the column and get the biggest value and the smallest value in your SQL statement. And of course, we also can use count. Okay, so all of these are very important for us if we want to solve the query. Okay, so SQL statement is a very powerful statement in database to answer all queries from end user based on your database design. You can ask everything, but you have to be smart how to construct your SQL based on the queries. So the complication of the queries is not a problem, but the problem is how you know how to manage your SQL statement to solve the complicated query. That's why you have to know the Scalar function, the column function, select statement, the group by, and everything. So you can use all your knowledge to solve your query problem. Okay, so let's see how uh, we can use column function. Okay, again, this is my statement. Select star from employee. If I put this statement, it will show the list of the data. But some queries need us to know how many. They do not want to see the data, but they want to know how many data inside the table based on their query. So column function will help us, because using count, it will help us to know how many data in the table that based on our SQL statement. For example, I want to know how many staff, how many employee that has salary more than 20,000 and the employee is a male. So no problem, I just put select count from, so where salary bigger than 20,000 and sex equal to male, right? So I run this. For what I want to show you is how I use column function. The column function now is this. Okay, this is my column function. I use count. Okay, count. So I just enter. Oh, sorry, because I missed something. What is that? I missed the table name. Employee. Typing error is normal in SQL. Run again. Of course, no more error. So compared to your previous result where I use select star from employee, it will list all the data. But if I use select count star from employee and I put additional filtration for my data where I use where salary more than 30,000 and sex equal to M, it only show the total counted row in the table based on my SQL statement. No data showed in this result. So why we need use to count? Because count is one of the element in SQL that we can use to solve our query problem. Okay, and I will use again for your sample. I want to use sum. Okay, what is sum? Sum means I want to know how much. Sum is additional operation in mathematics. So I want to know how much total, or what is the total if I add all the specified columns in the table. Let's say just now I want to know how many employee that salary more than 20,000 and the employee is a male. Now I want to know how much the salary that I can get from my statement, where I want to know when I add all the staff salary that has more than that their salary more than 30,000. So I just put here sum. So what is the result is, you need to specify the column, which column that you want to do sum operation. So of course in my query now I want to know what is the total number of salary for my employee that has salary more than 20,000 and employee is male. So of course to use sum function, you have to identify the numeric field in your table. So I put salary. So I can add all the salary from my employee where my employee that has salary more 20,000 and sex or gender is male. So I put this, and of course what you will expect it, because it will not show data, it will show a single value because it's already sum. So I press enter, and now you can see here the result is only a single value where it show you the amount of the sum operation based on your result here, your filtration here, and your column function here. If you want to see the real data for the total amount 41,000, 3,875, we can see the data because the SQL never lie to you. Okay, we just show the salary. Okay, you can see if we discard the function sum, it will show you the list of the result. So actually the 14, the previous result just now is already sum all this column value salary. Okay, this is the actual data. Okay, the actual source. When you use sum, it will sum it and become a single value. I think just now 40. I forgot the value just now. So it help you to, yes, this is the result. So if you sum up, and it easy to you to get the result for 41,875. This is the source where you get the result. So this it shows that how you generate the 41,3,875. It come from the list in the salary based on your filtration. All right. Okay. Now, okay, I zoom again a little bit more. Okay. Okay. So I have some problem in my screen right now. Ayo. Aduh. Okay. Okay. Now I want to show you another column function, what we call as average. So how you want to count or to operate average in your SQL? You imagine what is average? Average is you want to get the appropriate value among all the value of your result. So we have to know that to get average, you have to put all the value and divide it by the numbers of the value you got. So SQL statement is very complicated. If you use that statement, you can do your statement, but your SQL statement will be long and very complicated. But using column function, AVG, referring to average, you can simply get the average value for your result. So we are using still the same query where we will focusing on employee where salary still more than 20,000 and the gender is M. So now we want to get what is the average. Okay, what is the average for the result from our statement just now. Okay, so we want to get the average of this list of column data. So just now we just sum it, and we got 41 something thing. Okay, wait, so you got 413875 for the sum, the total. And now we want to get the average of this value because we are focusing on column salary. Okay, we are focusing on column salary, and based on our statement here, this is our statement. We filter by salary more than 30,000 and gender is male. Okay, now let's see how we want to use average. So of course, average you have to put column name AVG, and you specify the which column you want to get the average. Of course, the field must be a numeric or data type number. Okay, so again, as you can see here, we will get what we call average for the result of the salary. So in a simple second, in a split second, you can get the result. So this is the value for the average of the list of the salary. So we have 14 records, and the average salary for the 14 records is 29562.5. So of course you can use Scalar function to make your value beautiful. Decimal, this is the value, and specify the size, you put just 7, and the decimal point or decimal places you put 2, and enter. Out from decimal, oh, I forgot to close it with one parenthesis. Okay, right, I forgot here. Okay, forgot one thing here. It's good to troubleshoot your SQL statement. No, authorized routine name array for the function having compatible arguments was found. I think I did. Oh, sorry again. My mistake. Decimal. Okay. Aduh, this is salary. Okay, and this is the correct way. Again, decimal. Tick, tick. Okay, we try again. We throw away the average. Put the salary. Okay, it's function. So now I want to this part, I want to make it average salary, and I want to make it 7 and decimal point 2. It should be okay, suppose. Ding ding. Yes. All right, so this is the result. So I can use Scalar function to beautify my result. So now as you can see here, what I did is I have used Scalar function and I use column function. Okay, so that's why you need to be creative in using functions in SQL. Now I want to show you my query is what is the maximum salary from my employee where their salary above 20,000 and they are male. So I just simple mean in a split second I will get the minimum salary from the 14, I think 14 record just now, forgot. Wait. Okay, before I show this, let me show you what is the result. So salary, This is we have 40 records. So among the 40 records, we want to get what is the minimum salary from these 14 records. So we just put min. So from the 14, it will give you what is the minimum value. So for uh, normal query, we want to know who is the minimum, who is the employee that has the minimum salary. So you just modify your statement. So you put the employee name. So of course you will know that the person is the staff that has lowest salary. So okay, sorry. So to solve the problem, you have to use group bys, but the group by is not reached yet in this session. Okay, forgot about it. You will know later. Okay, so in this way, we know who is, or we know the value of the lowest salary. If you want to know the maximum, the biggest salary that we already provide to our staff, so you just select max and suffer from from the salary that more than 30,000, and the staff is male. So in a split second, you can get the result. Okay. If you want to combine everything you want to show, okay, let's say highest. Let's try this. Okay. Yes. Okay. Okay. So let's say we want to combine the maximum value or the maximum salary, the minimum salary, and then we want to get, okay, we just, so we know that the lowest salary is 20450, and the highest salary that we provide to our staff, that salary more than 20,000, and sex is male, is 46,500. Okay, and then this is the way how we use column function, and you can manipulate this column function and your Scalar function in your SQL statement to solve your query problem. Right? And of course, when you are using column function, you can manipulate in a variety of styles to solve your problem. Okay, let's say you want to combine many columns for your column function, such as sum. You want to sum and you want to add more columns. So you have salary. Okay, salary, this is the field name, and then you want to add bonus field value, and you want to add the commission, so you know the complete element for your employee. So now you know that this is the result for 55182. So what I want to show you is how you can use your column function like this. You can manipulate, this is where the field name, and you can do some additional operation inside the function, right? And of course, you can use your Scalar function if you want to manage your null value. So you can replace your null value using Scalar function, and you can get your accurate information. Right? This is a simple way, and you can refer to your notes if you have notes. Okay, now I'm going to show you how to use group by. So what is group by? Okay, you have to know, we have learned about order by. So order by is a process to sort the result. Of course, if you want to sort the result must come first. So order by, you need to put order by statement at the last statement in your SQL statement, in the last part in your SQL statement, such as like this. Okay, let's say I want to show you about order by. Okay, so you can say, this is the result. Sorry, I think wait, first name. Sorry, okay, like this, and then you can sort the result. So means that the result must appear first, and then that's why you need to put order by at the last in your SQL statement. Order by what? Order by salary. Ascending or descending? I want to descending, the biggest one on the top. So this is order by. Now we are going to use group by. So again, order by still at the last in our SQL statement. But the group by will help you to compress your column function according to your field in your select. I hope you still remember where I failed to show you just now how I want to put the first name, but I want to show you each total according to the specified field. Okay, such as like this. If you use this, okay, if you run like this, we only get a single value. But how we want to get the value based on certain field? Okay, let's say I want to know what is the average salary for each person, each employee. Okay, so let's say like this. My query is I want to know what is the average salary for each employee. Okay, so in my SQL statement it should be like this. First name, so I know the employee, and I want to know the average. Is the average? Sorry, it's not suitable statement. Select. What we can use is okay. Let's say project. We'll go to project. Select table project. Okay, this is the result, and we want to know what is the what the average what is the average payment for the project. So let's say I want to give you simple statement. I want to know who is the person who has the highest salary. So first name. No, cannot use this. Wait, I use this. I follow the notes. Select. So match pros. Let's try this first. Department number. So from these two statement, these two field, I want to know what is the average value per project. Okay, and want to get the total number of data or row that appeared from my SQL. So from project, and then this is where I need to use group by. What I want to tell you is if you want to show your column function based on specific column, you have to use group by. Okay, this is my objective now. Okay, as you can see here, what we can do is I hope you understand where we can actually, this is the result. This is the average value, but you can see but you can see here the average value now is based on your this is group by is group based on these two fields. So the average result is based on this. So different with previous sample, it lists all the result from column top to bottom, but this, it has compressed the result. The result is still the same, but it compressed based on your field. Okay, so let's see what is the data inside the project. Select star from project. This is the project, and as you can see here, the column, okay, the column PR staff is 6.56, and what we did just now is we group it. So we group it. Oh, I cannot show you the value here, the match. So we categorize and we group it based on major project and the department number. So it gives you the result in a group way. Okay, let's say okay, let's say project. Let's say select star from EMP EMP X. This is the result. Let's say I want to know how many. Okay, let's say I want to know how many employee involved in certain project. Okay, so as you can see, my query is I want to know how many employee has been involved in each project. So what is the project? We have this AD3 1000, AD3100, AD3110. So for each project, we will easily to get how many staff involved in this project. For example, you can see here for AD3100 only one staff involved. AD3110 only one staff, but AD3115 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7. 31121 2, and so on. So how we can get this information easily? So this is why we need to use column function. Right, so let's see how I manipulate this query. So my query is I want to know the project name and how many staff involved in that project. So project no, okay. So my query now is how many employee involved in each project. So project no, and of course I have to get employee no, but at the same time my query is how many. So how many, you need to know how many rows that has referred to the project, and you want to specify it by the project. So here we need to use count because we want to know how many. Okay, how many? It's not about total, it's want to count. That's why you use count, not sum. Okay, so in this statement, okay, select. So I will show the project number and the total number of staff. So how to solve this? So I have to complete the SQL statement from emp underscore act. Okay, where 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 let's say where. Okay, we don't need to use where, just group by. So you want to group by no. Wait, okay, let's try this. Okay, as you can see here, I already solved the problem where I know each project how many staff involved. This is what I want to show you, how I manipulate. What I did is I have manipulate the column function to solve my query. So here it already give you the result. No need to count row by row. Imagine there are thousand or million of the data row. Only this statement is summarized to you. Okay. I hope you understand. So from this result, I know how many staff has been involved for each project. So to make it beautiful, okay, I just put a label name for the column as total staff. So I got my result here. So I know this is project number and the total staff is 1. So AD311 there are 7 staff. AD3112 there are 10 staff. Right? This is how we manipulate. So what is my statement? This is my statement. As you can see here, there are no term where. Where is not included in this statement because why? Because I just get the general. Okay, general statement. But if I want to know the project that has person more than 5, so I start put where, because where is a filtration. Where my question is, I want to know what is the project and the total number of the person involved, but the project involving more than 5%. So you can say we count emp no bigger than 5 and then group by aggregate function. So wait, where wait where I want to know. Okay, sorry, this kind of problem we can solve it, but we can use having. Okay, so what you learn here is you already get the result, the group by result, but you want to filter it again. So if you want to filter your group by result, you have to use having. Okay, what I can do here is, because I want use just now I want to show where we miss where. So where, okay, let's say I want to put where from. As you can see here, there are no where, so it's not a problem if you not put where, because it based on your query, because my query is very simple. Okay, I just want to know this and just group by, so nowhere, it's not a problem. Okay, this is the partition of the SQL. So you have select, you have from, and supposed to be where. After where is group by. After group by, you can put order by. Okay, let's say like this. I just put order by. You must be remembered, order by must come last first. So while I want to order by, approach no. So let's see, this is how the result. This result is the same 90 records, but now it sorted accordingly based on project number. Okay, so now I want to know which project that has staff more than 5. So I already got this result. So here I have to filter the result for the group by result. So this is the time where you need to use having. So having, you can ingat, you have to be remembered that having only appeared when you use group by. So now you have group by project number and your filtration is having. Okay, having what? You said having count yang you buat already, you did in your SQL statement, that employee number that you found from your group by result is more than 5. Okay, see my statement, see my level. Okay, so if you want to know the having count, so you already get the result here. Okay, this is the result, but I want to filter it only more than 5. So again, from the result I put having. Okay, having, so means that I want to filter from this result where they count employee more than 5. Okay, so I want to put order by proportional. So as you can see, from the 90 records, only 4 projects. From the 19 projects, only 4 projects that include more than 5 staff. So what I have showed you is I have used group by, and at the same time I have used having. So my tips is, if you want to use group by, you have to make sure that your select field must be included in your group by. Say this project no, and of course you want to compress by the field name, and of course the proportional also appear in your group by. If not, your column function will not be executed, will not function. This is the tips. Okay, remember, if you want to get the column function result based on specified column, you have to make sure, again I have to show you, you have to make sure that your select field must be inside your group by. So here, if not, you will cannot compress your result to get your column function here. And of course, if you want to filter your result, your group by result, you can use having. And of course, another tips is having only appear when you use group by. You can use having without group by. Okay, simple. Okay, so you can refer to your notes for the rest of the tips. And this is the video that I have to show you how to manipulate column function and group by. So you learn about 3 things: column function, group by, and having. So for the rest, you can refer to your notes. Okay, thank you very much, and bye bye.